Well, we'll see what happened. Let's go.
Okay, let's just get it all right, Mr. Warren. Here's the stupidity of this individual. I lock her in jail because she was lying to me and violating her conditions. One of her first calls from the jail leads to a podcast.
Welcome to What Had Happened Was,
where we take a peek into actual court cases and give you commentary based on our unique perspective and experiences, and also give you informational tips and tricks to help you avoid a what had happened situation.
Before we get started, give us a thumbs up, a tasteful comment, subscribe to the channel to be notified of every video as they come out. All defendants are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Are you? Yeah. Court calls case People State of Michigan versus Julie Bombashell.
Alex Warren, on behalf of Ms. Fong.
Julie Bumpachan.
Your Honor, I appreciate the court's accommodation. I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Fong Fachan. I discussed bond violations that have come to the court's attention since Ms. Fong Fachan's last appearance before the court.
Are you serious? Isn't she detained right now?
Apparently not, because she's in street clothes. She was remanded at the end of the last hearing.
Bonded out.
She must have bonded out, yeah. And apparently after she bonded out, she got in more trouble and violated her bond because they're talking about bond violations. This is ridiculous.
Because I was saying, how could she get in trouble if she's already detained? What could she have done? But apparently she manages to get some stuff done.
This is amazing.
Ms. Fong Fachan.
Now, that, as well as the continued lie.
Of course, Your Honor. And Ms. Fong Fachan is going to apologize to the court. She's going to admit that what the court has been made aware of, her participation on a video podcast.
Now, I don't know what's wrong with a video podcast or why she can't be on it, but
unless she was on there talking smack about her case.
I don't know, but it apparently got back to the judge.
Probably was talking smack about her case.
He definitely doesn't seem too pleased with it. So apparently this is one of the violations. So pay attention. A video podcast on bond.
Okay, let's just get it all right, Mr. Warren. Here's the stupidity of this individual. I lock her in jail because she was lying to me and violating her conditions. One of her first calls from the jail leads to a podcast. Am I right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
But then gets here and runs a ruse that she's really making the calls regarding her two children. Then, so not only does that then go on social media, there's then another one on social media shortly after when she was arraigned, where she was violating her bond condition at that time. I've yet to figure out why she doesn't have a medical marijuana card if that's what she wants to do. But she doesn't, and then just continues to use. Lied to community corrections, then lied to me.
Well, she's just got a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah. So apparently, well, we know she hasn't been testing. That's one violation. You know, she has lied to the court. Another violation.
She doesn't have a medical marijuana card.
So now, apparently, she started using drugs after she got arrested. So that's
but she
another
said in the
violation.
last time that she was willing to seek treatment if it was offered to her. So
well, apparently she's not, and she's now it's enough that she needs a medical marijuana card. And
well, he's just saying that she needs a card. If she wants to smoke, the requirement is that if she wants to smoke, she needs to go to the doctor and get a medical marijuana card, so that way it's registered that she's legally, that she's
using marijuana as
a method prescribed for whatever reason
for treatment for some ailment she has.
Whatever she has. But without the medical marijuana card, as long as marijuana is considered illegal without the card in the state that she lives in, it's still a violation.
Yep.
So she gets put in, then makes within that week at least 41 calls that we could see, but there were actually additional ones. Then can't wait a day after being released. Violates my order again.
Oh, so now I get it. The children's father has the children, and she supposedly has been calling regarding speaking to the children, but I guess since the calls in the jail are recorded, they've been getting her calling. She called 41 times.
Well, in order for 41 times of a phone call to be a violation, that means you're calling the victim. And since he says a ruse and children, that means whoever has the children is the victim right now, and that's true. So I guess apparently it might be the children's father, based on reasonable
because
deduction.
It says domestic violence. Her original charge is domestic violence and brandishing a weapon, I think, and she broke the window. So I don't know if she broke the window, vandalism. So I don't know if she broke the window to where he lives at or where she was living at.
Who knows?
But either way, she broke a window. That's what she has to pay to get the window replaced. That was also part of the thing.
That was how it all started. She didn't have a receipt.
And she has to have a receipt for that.
She paid for it. And that's where it went left.
The lawyer's not talking anything about that. She finally produced this receipt. So I don't know.
And now we're still spiraling out of control right now, because now she has a violation. He violated the order with the first. She violated 41 phone calls in jail. That's a violation. Then now he said she left not even a day after she left the court. She violated his order again. I don't know what order that was, but she violated that not even a day after getting released again.
Well, she went over to the house with the presumption that she was supposed to be going over to go see the children, and then once again, I guess got into a whole situation with the person, the victim.
The victim, or it must be it's probably the children's father. Yeah.
And Your Honor, that is my understanding of where we are today in its entirety. And Ms. Fong-Fachan admits to all of those things. She did go into custody. She placed upwards of 120 to 130 phone calls, one of which was to a podcast. And I think that demonstrates to the court that her statements that she learned her lesson in custody, it may hinder that because Ms. Fong-Fachan was laughing, joking on a podcast.
Oh, yeah, she was. She thought it was all a game.
Of course.
And guess what? You can think it's a game. It's a game with me that you will never win.
122 to 130 phone calls. 41 of them are to the victim.
Yep.
Who is she calling and why? But that's like about how many days?
Don't forget the podcast.
But how many days was she in there when she did this?
Well, this is 7 days later, so I had no idea.
So about a week. So she averaged about 20 phone calls a day.
That's ridiculous.
To who?
And then got out of jail and started using marijuana.
Ever. No, I don't think you do.
Can't speak.
No. Your Honor, that was the first week she was in custody. The following week, she lost phone privileges. She was released from custody, at which point she came before the court, apologized for what happened leading up to that.
Lied to Mr. Feaster, so Mr. Feaster would lie to the court.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Fong-Fachan understands that pretrial release is a matter of grace, and that for her to remain on pretrial release, she has to demonstrate to the court that she is going to comply with her bond conditions. She has had a turbulent journey on her bond so far. She's had several violations. There are renewed violations. She admits to all of those. She would ask the court to
including that the THC cookies, the time release THC cookies was a lie.
Ms. Fong-Fachan understands that that story is not feasible, that when you
Really?
inspect the claim that was made at her first probable cause conference, that it doesn't make any sense. And she'll admit that today to the court, that a number of things she said leading up to this have not made sense and have turned out to be false. And when a person, anyone puts himself in that position, you have to tell lies and lies and lies to kind of undo what you've done so far. I think Ms. Fong-Fachan wants to ask the court for a clean start, to come clean as to...
I thought we did that the last time.
Now she's got this new guy caught up in her new
My gosh.
her tangled web.
This thing keeps making left turn. This thing has more ups and downs than a roller coaster.
Mr. Priester, I guess he couldn't come in today.
I
guess he was like, you know what? Somebody else is gonna have
I'm
to
sick today.
tag your it.
I'll know
Somebody
better
else,
this afternoon after this case.
tag your it. Somebody else has to come in here. 'Cause I
Yeah,
can't
that's
do
it.
this one. I'll take he might even take a worse case.
I think he did red light, green light, 1 to 3, or I think they got Rafi with something. You go, you let it. That's it.
He's like, and now she wants to start with a clean slate. Well, of course, because a clean slate benefits her more than anybody else.
Exactly. I concur.
She wants a zero balance. Start off with a zero balance.
This is almost the same spiel I was getting last time, right before she got out and on film dragged.
Right.
God only knows why you'd be mixing anything with Red Bull, but what the heck.
Understood, Your Honor. And she did drink. There's a video of her doing it. She doesn't deny it.
There is.
And what she's going to ask the court to consider is continuing her bond, upwards modification, that she be placed on a other to monitor alcohol use, that she submit to ETG testing to monitor her alcohol use, and that she cease using social media while this case is pending. Ms. Fong-Fachan is serious about resolving this matter. She's serious about taking care of her 2 children, her daughters Maddie and Ayana.
I think you mean Mary and Juana.
Mary and Juana, not Maddie and Ayana. Maddie and Juana.
Yes, those are 2 children.
Maddie, put the names together. Maddie and Juana.
That's the 2 children she's concerned about. Yep.
Have upcoming birthdays on the 28th of March and on the 2nd of April. I know
So it would
she
be
wants to there
horrible
for
if she's in jail on their birthday.
It would, Your Honor.
But it doesn't seem to me that she was really caring about them all this time anyway.
Your Honor. No,
She would have never put herself in the jeopardy that she's in right now.
Of course, Your Honor. I know her children are her primary concern more than anything else, that she's asking the court in a final act of grace to permit her to remain out of custody, continue her bond with those modifications, to comply. And Ms. Fong-Fachan can address the court and come clean about any violations of bond leading up to today.
So now she's ready to come clean.
Yeah.
Now that everybody knows all her business, everything is out
They
there.
reported to me, Your Honor. They told me, since they all told me, I guess I'm going to have to come clean.
So this is her.
So,
what happened was moment.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What does she want to tell me? Mr. Allen.
And those are the 2 words that no one in Judge Simpson's court likes to hear.
No, you don't.
Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen. There's nothing ends happy other than other than words. If you just hear those 2 words, that's one thing. If you hear words after it, then maybe something over. Just Mr. Allen, that's it. You're done.
Take her away.
I just wanted to apologize for starting off with a bad start with you. I hope that start over. I did my time for bond violation for 2 weeks. I messed up the first week. The second week you revoked my phone privileges. I learned my lesson. I had some time to think about what I've done. And when I think it out, I did have that cup of alcohol on the podcast. I truly thought that it was just no smoking weed, but I didn't know alcohol was a problem. But now I know. I do not have an alcohol problem. I was just drinking.
So there's
She's
it.
been drinking. She's telling me what she's singing. Drunken Love?
I don't know
I've
if
been
she's drinking.
drinking. I've been drinking. She don't have a problem, but she's been drinking. Like,
Now she has this apology. She started off on the wrong foot, you'd think.
she
The
started
word
off on
irony.
the wrong foot when she stepped foot out of. I don't know.
She started off on the wrong foot when she got herself involved in first to get arrested. I say she started on the wrong foot. Getting arrested got her on the wrong
You
foot.
threatened somebody with a gun. Broke a window.
Yeah.
Didn't pay for the window. Didn't submit the receipt.
Don't bring the receipt with you to.
Went to a series of parties,
Court.
supposedly. She never reported. She got out December 30th.
Right. Went to a party. Then she had reported on the
And
9th,
then
on the
didn't
10th.
report until
Went
January.
to another party on the 9th of January.
No, she didn't report. She said she took a cookie and it just now caught up to her.
How am I supposed to know that?
You don't. You don't.
That now you've learned your lesson.
I know.
Tell me how I should know that.
I know that anything that I say, you probably won't believe because we started off badly.
Oh, and you lied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not just little lies, big lies. Every step you've done, you've been lying. So tell me why I should believe you now.
I don't have a reason or any excuse to argue with that. I understand.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Fong-Fachan knows it's not about what she says, it's about what she does. And what she's done leading up to this has not instilled confidence in the court that she's going to comply. We're asking the court to give her an opportunity to demonstrate that she's going to comply with the court's orders and perhaps present herself as a candidate for.
Quick poll. Put a 1 if you think the judge will give her a second chance, even though she doesn't deserve it. 2 if you don't think she'll get a second chance. Put it in the comments. 1 if you think she should get a second chance, and a 2 if you don't think she should get a second chance.
And put a ha if you think it's funny that she even thinks she can ask for a chance.
At the conclusion of this case.
I know you're upset at me.
Oh, I'm not upset because I definitely get to go home today. So I'm not really upset.
Yeah, oh, I know you're upset with me. He's not upset with her. Not at all. He's not going to tolerate any disrespect or anything like that. He's going to call somebody on and somebody acting up or whatever. But he has no dog in this fight, so to speak, because he's there to provide a unbiased opinion. But unfortunately, he's not her dad or her grandfather.
They call her driving the car without permission. No, that's not that.
Can't do. No, he doesn't have to give her a chance. She's no, he does not have to give her a chance. If she chooses to do so, he can because he sees that she's making an effort, but you cannot see her making an effort. You don't see it based on her behavior.
Yep.
I guess the quietest 7 days was the 7 days when she was in jail, and she made 130 phone calls, so it wasn't that quiet.
Exactly. And no, now you want to find out she spent 14 days in jail.
Go ahead. What did you want to say? You just think this is all a game. That's what your problem is. You do. You think this is all a game.
I can say definitely I didn't take it seriously the first week. The second week after I stayed in, I had a lot of time to think.
About what?
About, my actions before, during, and now after the fact, even having a drink. And I guess if you want to put me back in jail, I deserve it.
Yeah, you do.
How do you spend a week in jail and come to the conclusion that I didn't take the week in jail serious?
First of all, let's be clear about something. She bust out somebody's window.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she saw a movie and nothing happened to the protagonist or whatever. She thought, oh, that's just how it goes. That was a movie. That's a scene.
And there's a lot of movies.
And there's a lot of movies like that, but guess what?
It's not real life.
That's not real life. She's now in her real life going through this situation. And,
so she thought that she's going to bust the windows out and she can just walk away and just like,
I have no idea.
Sorry. And
I have no idea.
And here's a check for $50. And
in some movies, you see somebody do something like that, but you don't see that. There's no other scene where you see the person getting arrested or anything like that. So
because that's a movie.
It's a movie.
That's unreal.
That's what she thought it was, and that's what was going to happen or whatever. But she busts a window. She has to pay for the window.
There's violence involved.
There's domestic violence involved.
There's a gun involved.
There's a lot going on.
So much than this. There's 130, almost 130 calls. 41 are to the victim. Come on. And then she gets out of jail, starts smoking marijuana. She's holding herself not accountable for anything that she does.
And then she said, well, if you want to throw me in jail, I guess. Excuse me?
Like, she's under the impression that she really thinks that nothing's going to happen to her.
And the problem is that unfortunately, he can't let this go.
No, he cannot.
If he lets this go, this case can get cited and be used for defense for somebody else who might have done something like, and might turn around and do something worse the next time. So,
and we all know, we also know that in Michigan that they do monitor your rulings in cases and how you leveling things up. And bottom line, she's making a mockery of the judicial system right now with her antics, and she doesn't think there's any no consequences for what she does.
Well, maybe she'll find out today.
Yeah, she'll find out today.
You have a CPL?
Yes.
Lost it. You know why?
Not really.
Smoking and have a CPL.
This is what had happened was fact.
A CPL is a concealed pistol license for the state in the state of Michigan. So that allows you to have a gun.
A concealed weapon, yes.
But
unfortunately,
you heard what he said.
You can't have that.
You cannot have that and do those things.
Yeah, you can. She's smoking an illegal substance, and she doesn't have a card that licenses her. Because again, licensing means privilege. To smoke medical marijuana for whatever ailment she has, then she can legally have that. And then I don't know if it disqualifies for the CPL, but right now it definitely does.
That's probably another form you lied on.
This is like a rotten onion. Every time you pull a layer back, it like stinks more and more.
Here's another one that happened with fact. It's a felony to fill out these forms for these licenses, certain special licenses you get, like carry permits. Fill out that form untruthfully is also a felony. And she had to testify to the fact that she did not use drugs when she got her gun license.
Well, I guess she was talking about maybe that moment when she filled out the paperwork.
Well, yeah, that's true, but they meant all the time, not just that moment that you fill in the form, I'm not using drugs.
Thanks for watching.
And also give us a thumbs up, like, comment, share. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified of every video as they come up. And get that algorithm going and help us build this channel in 2024.
And make sure that you don't wind up in a what had happened situation. Bow, bow, bow.